Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing very well today. So I've got some Battlefront gameplay in the background today, and I'm going to be talking about, of course, the one thing that is on every Star Wars fan's mind, and that is the trailer for The Last Jedi. So that's a good thing. That's a great thing. Completely blown away by it. Brilliant trailer. There's a lot of stuff going on in there. I mean, for one thing, they always say, "Oh, it's going to be dark. This is dark. It's dark. All right, it is dark." This is one of those few films, it seems, where they probably have mentioned that it's dark, but by the trailer alone, you don't need to say that it's dark. It has this dark tone about it, which is great. I mean, dare I say, it could be darker than Empire Strikes Back. Who knows? We shall have to see. There's a lot of good stuff going on in this. I mean, it's shot beautifully, absolutely beautifully. There's some amazing, like, just different shots. For instance, the Karate Kid moment where you've got Rey who's training, you've got Luke looking on in this sort of distant side-on shot, very reminiscent of the Karate Kid. I'm not talking about the recent one, the original, the classic. And then on top of that, you've got the shot of Rey running with the lightsaber, which looks, the way it's shot, it looks as if it's sort of, she's running to, or the way it's edited, I should say, it looks as if she's running towards Kylo Ren to engage in fisticuffs. Although I think it's been pointed out by several people, it looks as if it's more of a training thing. And then you've got that shot of Kylo Ren who's standing there. Oh God, excuse me. You've got Kylo Ren who's standing there in a very kind of old school knight samurai kind of way, the way he's holding his lightsaber, and he's looking very angry, sporting a scar as well. And it's the one thing that got me is the reflection of his lightsaber in his eyes, which is just all I need. He looks very furious. And then there's the shot of Phasma and the First Order stormtroopers walking through the smoke and the fire, and then you've got they're kind of silhouetted, and then you've got their shadows on the smoke as the fire's like casting the shadow. Some people have been saying that it looks as if he or she, I should say, she's walking through the shot with Luke when he's on his knees next to R2-D2, and what looks like it's going to be a flashback to what we saw in Force Awakens. But I think that's more probably where we see Poe Dameron after the explosion and his X-Wing blows up again. He's not having a lot of luck with the X-Wings. I think he needs to... I hope he's insured. Like, if he's not insured, he needs to sort something out, because his ships can't be blowing up every 5 minutes. You know, that's expensive, and you know, rebellion and resistance. You know, it's not gonna pay for itself. You know, they've only got so much money. So I hope he's thought this through, because he's gonna run up a lot of debt otherwise. Anyway, so that's what I think's going on there. It seems as though that they're attacking what looks like a ship. They're on board a ship, I would say, because it looks very much like an old school hangar on some of the ships. And so I reckon they've boarded them and blown up his X-Wing, and then he's sort of like on the ground, sort of like, oh God, what's happening? And then looks up and then sees Phasma and the First Order stormtroopers coming through, sort of like the remains of his X-Wing. Sorry for all the rustling. I wrote notes down on paper, old school. One thing that is for definite in this is that it seems the stakes are very high. You know, it does very much. It almost seems like the conclusion of a trilogy as opposed to the second part. Obviously, it's the second part, clearly, of this trilogy anyway. But it does look as if there is very immediate danger. Maybe more so than we've seen in a Star Wars film. It feels as if everyone is on the brink of just full-on destruction. And obviously after the events of The Force Awakens, the First Order, they're not going to be very happy about how things concluded there. Least of all Snoke, who is yet to reveal himself properly. I mean, obviously we saw him in the Force Awakens, so he's not going to be a happy bunny. So he's gonna come down on them like a ton of bricks. He's gonna fuck shit up, whether directly or through other people. It's gonna happen. The big thing that is on everyone's mind right now, and everyone is talking about it, is not just the fact that Luke has finally spoken, but the last line of the trailer, when he says the one thing I know for certain, or I'm paraphrasing a bit, but one thing I know, pause, and it's like, the Jedi, or what was it he said? Oh yeah, is the Jedi has, the time has come for the Jedi, and you think there's a pause there. You think he's going to say to rise or to fight back or something like that, and he says to end. It's just, what has happened in those 30 years, which has made him feel so disenfranchised from the Jedi? I don't necessarily think it's coming from a place of evil. Generally, where in Star Wars, when someone says the Jedi has to come to an end, it's from a place of evil where they want to destroy them. Whereas with this, I get the impression that he sees the Jedi are the cause of all the conflict. Well, not necessarily the cause, but if the Jedi weren't there, there would be no conflict. There would be no reason for the dark side to fight against the Jedi. So maybe that he's basically saying the Jedi need to go away for there to be truly for there to be peace. So that's very, very interesting, and I think everyone is going to be, eager to find out what happens next, like what information we're going to get next, because obviously we've all got to wait now until December. That's so long away. The way I'm looking at it is everyone, or not everyone, but obviously people are saying, oh my god, it's 8 months away, it's 8 months, it's so long. The way to look at it is just to say it's this year, it is happening this year. It's so much easier then, because it is a long wait, but something tells me from this footage alone it's going to be worth the wait. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. And also I like that Luke, right at the beginning, he's sort of mirroring Yoda, the way he sort of like breathe, and like reach out and all of this. It's very sort of reminiscent of how Yoda taught him back in The Empire Strikes Back. It's exciting stuff, and I think we're going to see more of a sort of a grey area. I know the grey Jedi has been brought up a bit in relation to this trailer, in the sense that it's not so much good versus evil, it's not good and bad, it's not light and dark, it's a grey area, it's more complicated than that. And I think it's kind of where storytelling has gone. Back in the 80s, like 70s, the 80s, it was very much a case of good versus evil, good and bad. Clear lines were drawn, easily defined. Whereas now, these days, especially with more anti-hero types of characters, there is that kind of, it's not one thing or the other, because not people aren't truly good or truly bad. It's a combination. There's different factors. And I think that's coming into Star Wars more and more now, which is good. It makes it more relatable in that sense. But the shit is going to hit the fan, I think, in this one. And the dogfight, I could be wrong, but the dogfight at the end, it looks as if they're fighting over the planet that Luke is on. So perhaps the First Order have found out where Luke is, and they're just making a beeline for him, and they're just going to launch a full-scale siege. Either way, it's going to be fucking great. So these are just my thoughts. It's all a bit of a mishmash, really. I've got a few notes here, but I'm literally just sort of just shooting the shit really about it. Very excited, can't wait to see the film. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I shall see you in the next one. Probably another video. Disco. Probably going to be talking about Battlefront 2, because the reveal of that is today, I believe. So yeah, I'll be talking about that. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks very much, and I shall see you next time.